Also want to say I'm not a climate change denier. I'm just not a climate change alarmist. But I find the debate fascinating. I look forward to the hearing. Read a fair amount about it, a couple good books, Climate Change, The Facts, edited by Alan Moran. Apocalypse Never is a more recent one by subtitle there, Why Environmental Alarmism Hurts Us All by Michael Schellenberger. And then anything that Bjorn Lomborg writes. And by the way, I think I'm stating this right, that Mr. Lomborg completely acknowledges man-made climate change, just doesn't think we should spend anything with limited resources. There's far better ways of spending money to alleviate human suffering. And I'm glad to see that Mr. Lewis is citing Mr. Lomborg in his testimony a number of times. But in my mind, a good scientist is a very healthy skeptic. You know, always questioning, always seeking the truth. And to me, the term scientific consensus, I know there certainly is some, but it's a very unscientific terms in many ways. You know, particularly when you're dealing with something that, I think there's a lot of legitimate disagreement in terms of climate change. But why am I skeptical? I'm 67 years old. I've lived through decades of Malthusianism, doomsayers. And I just asked my staff to get just a couple of the most delicious predictions. Not only were these individuals wrong, they were spectacularly wrong. In 1970, Harvard biologist George Wald estimated that, quote, civilization will end within 15 or 30 years by 1985 to 2000 unless immediate action is taken against problems facing mankind. January 1970, Life magazine said scientists had solid evidence to support the prediction that by 1980, urban dwellers would have to wear gas masks to survive air pollution. In the spring of 1970, issue of The Living Wilderness, Dennis Hayes, the chief organizer for Earth Day, declared that, quote, it is already too late to avoid mass starvation. 1978, the New York Times reported that a team of climate specialists saw, quote, no end in sight to a 30-year cooling trend in the Northern Hemisphere. 1980, ecologist Kenneth Watt predicted the world would be 4 degrees colder.
Friends, this is great news. Top leaders in the United States are now working together to push for more guaranteed income programs. And millions of dollars have already been allocated towards new monthly cash payments for low-income households. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all of the latest news. Also, I will be giving away 2 Walmart gift cards this coming Friday. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. 2 of the largest counties in the United States are leading a new coalition to advocate for programs that provide no strings attached cash payments to residents who are in need. It's an effort that could extend the success of guaranteed income pilots born out of the crisis. Chicago's Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle and Los Angeles County Supervisor Holly Mitchell, both of whom have launched guaranteed income programs in their communities, will serve as co-chairs of counties for guaranteed income. It is a 20-member coalition formed to lobby locally and nationally for cash first assistance policies. The group is another branch of a network started by Mayors for a Guaranteed Income that was another coalition founded in June 2020 by former Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs that now counts more than 100 city leaders and members. For 2 years, starting in 2019, 125 randomly selected Stockton residents received $500 a month. It is part of one of the first major city-led basic income pilots of the recent push. The launch of Counties for a Guaranteed Income marks a turning point for advocates who have moved the idea of sending low-income residents regular payments of about $500 to $1,000 a month further into the mainstream. While philanthropic funds fueled many of the early pilots, including Stockton's Public Dollars and American Rescue Plan funds, are now at least partially backing the majority of the mayor-led projects. and many of the county-led ones. Resources have come from the state level, too. Last year, California allocated $25 million towards guaranteed income programs in the region. Of the 20 county leaders who have signed on to be part of the counties for a guaranteed income, several have pilots already in motion. In June 2022, 1,000 LA County families have been receiving $1,000 a month in one of the largest basic income pilot programs in the country. To be eligible for the pilot, which will run for 3 years, participants had to prove that they lived in a low-income neighborhood or household, with the income threshold varying by household size, and that the crisis negatively impacted their financial situation. The Silicon Valley County has looked to address inequalities and housing instability through several cash disbursement programs. So in 2020, the county launched a basic income pilot for youth existing foster care. After extending the program, they have expanded the number of participants who are currently receiving $1,000 a month. Dear friends, what are your thoughts about basic income pilot programs? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. A slight February decline in inflation is keeping the Federal Reserve on track to boost interest rates once again next week, despite a series of bank failures, prompting great concern about the central bank's fight against rising prices. So consumer prices rose by 0.4% in February and 6% over the past 12 months, right in line with what economists had been expecting. The 6% annual inflation rate was the lowest yearly price increase since September 2021. It was down from 6.4% in January and high of 9.1% last June. Economist Noah Yosef of the National Association of Federal Credit Unions wrote in an analysis, "The Federal Reserve will most likely prioritize financial stability as a more immediate concern relative to inflation." Many economists have pointed out that the current inflationary cycle is not following the pattern of the last period of high inflation in the late 1970s, when a so-called wage price spiral took hold and resulted in a more uniform rise in prices. They argue that rather, in the aftermath of crisis shutdowns, different price pressures are ebbing and flowing in distinct parts of the economy. And for that reason, some economists are very worried that more interest rate hikes by the Fed, which can prompt companies to shed workers and increase the unemployment rate, are on the wrong path. According to the Labor Department, annualized wage growth slowed to just 3.6% over the last 3 months. So dear friends, please let me know in the comments section below how inflation has affected your grocery bill. Well, my awesome and most amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Tuesday. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community and for joining me here every single day. To say thank you, my friends, I will be announcing 2 winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.